Welcome to Kare's High Frequency Wellness. I'm Kare Posick, and I have something amazing to share with you today. Something brand new. You've probably not heard about it, and it is maybe the most important thing I've ever had to share. You know, my background is in natural healing and energy medicine for almost 50 years, and this is about energy. You know, everything is energy. You know that. Everything has a particular frequency. This is a technology that carries a very high frequency that's able to get into your bloodstream and make phenomenal changes. Let me explain. First of all, you know this, we live in toxic soup. The air that we breathe, we're breathing in chemicals from industry and manufacturing. We're breathing in pesticides and glycosides from all the sprays and stuff that's put on, poisons that are put on our foods. We're breathing in radiation that's circulating around the planet and fallout from chemtrails. And we are in toxic soup, and that's just, we're breathing it in. We can't help getting that in. And then we're drinking water through old contaminated pipes that they have to put in so many chemicals that shouldn't be in our bodies. And then the pipes leak and people throw things down their sewers and just drugs and just, not good stuff in our water. I don't care how good your filters are. We're still getting polluted chemicals and stuff that shouldn't be in our bodies. And then, oh my gosh, our foods. What they're spraying on our natural, beautiful things, and then what they're putting in chemicals and things that they're putting in processed foods. It's no wonder we feel like we do. All of these chemicals and contaminants carry a very low frequency. And when we get them into our bodies, do you know what that does to our bodies? It makes everything contract, constrict, slow down, clog up, so that nothing can function properly. Now let's talk about really high frequencies. The high frequency things are not stuff that's mixed up by men to make money. The high frequencies are the natural things grown in nature, things that were meant for us and our bodies to thrive on. Okay, so I want to tell you about this wonderful gentleman, doctor, researcher, who for the past 50 years has been studying the highest, most vital plants and medicinals on the planet. And in 50 years' time, in that research and study has gone from, research to being able to study and analyze through computer technology, and now through quantum physics can look at things and their reactions in a whole different way. And what he was able to do was find the most powerful plants and then go in and find the most active high frequency molecule and isolate it, and then put these wonderful vital molecules together in a formula that can get into your bloodstream. And wait till you hear what it can do in your bloodstream, okay? But I'll show you the product right now, because he was able to package it. It's packaged in glass and then in this spray container, and this is how you get these high frequency molecules into your bloodstream, just like this. Watch. Whew. You can feel it. It's wakes my cells up. It opens me up, and it feels really good. But what happens when you get them into your bloodstream? These are carrying wise information. These natural substances, these molecules, are the most special ones on the planet, and they are carrying information for our bodies. So they wake us up, they let everything relax, the bloodstream relaxes, and it gets the communication from these nutrients into the cells, into the blood, and lets everything flow and open and communicate and take these nutrients where they're supposed to go. Where the contamination and chemicals and things do just the opposite. They come in and they make our bodies and our circulatory system, our blood, just constrict and creates blockages and worse than that. So we're filled with these really low frequencies from our air, food, and water, where we live in this low frequency contaminated environment. What happens when you put this high frequency molecules in your body? Everything begins to relax and open and function at a much higher level. So let's look at some of the problems that people have. Autoimmune problems. Doesn't everybody seem to have autoimmune problems? You know what? Our autoimmune system is supposed to be able to go in, find the contamination, find the chemicals, the drugs, the problems, and disassemble them and then take those contaminants out of the body. Well, when the blood flow, which is carrying our life force, gets constricted and shut down and blocked, our immune system can't work. But if you can put high frequency nutrients, molecules into the system, and it opens up and things begin to flow and go where they're supposed to go and do what they're supposed to do, those kind of problems go away. Doesn't that make sense? Talk about blood and circulatory system. When your blood vessels have contaminants, low frequency contaminants, they constrict and the blood can't flow, so it has to push through really at high pressure to get through, and then it still doesn't get everywhere it's supposed to go because of all of this shutting down, all of this constriction. But if you get high frequency nutrients into your system and they open everything up, what happens in your body when your blood opens and can flow at a good pace? And what happens to your heart and circulatory system? Oh, let me tell you, this is what happened with Charles. He has heart and circulatory issues. One of the symptoms is that he is so cold. We live in Florida, and he's wanting a hoodie, and when he sits down, he covers up with blankets. And when we started spraying this, all of a sudden, he's warm. I imagine that's because his blood is now flowing everywhere, and his body also is starting to go after the contaminants and disassemble them and get them out of his body. So many people are just not happy. They're sad, they've got memory issues, they're low energy. What happens if you put high frequencies into the bloodstream and that blood can flow through the brain and circulate through the brain? And everybody then, starts feeling less brain fog and clearer. I feel so clear and focused and creative since I've been doing this. It's like, whoa, I love this. But there's so many things that it does in the body. Oh, liver. We have the most congested livers in the world, I think, in the United States. Why? Because, well, first, our liver is probably our most important organ, and it's the one that's responsible for cleaning out all of these contaminants. But our livers are so congested and clogged that they can't even function. What happens when you get high frequency molecular nutrients in and everything opens up and knows what to do with those contaminants? I mean, you can see this would work for anything because it is the low frequencies that have brought us down. It is the high frequencies and the nutrients that can help our body begin to function the way it was meant to. Allergies, well, that's congestion. That's from all these contaminants. What happens when you introduce this high frequency mist? Everything starts opening up and flowing, and the body stops reacting to the contaminants because those are being dealt with now too. Anything you can think of, aches and pains, that's just blockages, constrictions in the joints so that the nutrients can't get through and clean them out the way they're meant to. This product, this simple 4 times a day spray in your mouth before you eat food, is, I think, the most important thing I've found. And what happens in 120 days? That's kind of a magic number. 120 days is what it takes for the blood to regenerate, to get new blood. So what happens if you have high frequency nutrients in your bloodstream, open and flowing for 120 days? Those new blood cells are going to be potent and strong and do amazing things in your body. I'm so happy that I'm able to share this with you. When the doctor began doing this, he was charging fortunes, and the only people that could afford it were heads of states and athletes and, multimillionaires. And then he got it into the hands of doctors who began using it in their practices, and they were charging between $250 and $400 for one vial. And this is brand new now in this company. This is the same product, but at a price that you and I can afford, $65. And this is a month's worth of high frequency nutrients for your body. And if you do it for 120 days, you can transform what's going on. Isn't this something that sounds like you'd like to try it? And what about for your family and your friends? I would love to share this with you. And you know what? I'm going to tell everybody. You know me. If there's something that's good and it's going to help people, I am going to tell them, would you like to share this with me? There is a whole opportunity here, just getting started with a product that nobody has, that I think is life-changing. We have the ability now. We have something here that allows us to really help us survive and thrive in this contaminated environment, and maybe give us the clarity to be able to clean the rest of it up. Call me. I would love to tell you more. I would love to get some for you. I'd love to have you help me share this. My number is 727-262-0880. Message me or call me, and I would love to talk with you and get this in your hands too. This is really important, and I look forward to talking with you. Blessings for your health. Call me.